Hello, 'tis I, Fat Cow. I thought I'd do something a bit different today because, quite frankly, there's not too much to comment on. So, I'm not going to eat on camera because I find eating noises and that kind of thing kind of repellent. And while I try not to make noises when I eat anyway, it's, inevitable. So, firstly, I'm not alone. Ta-da! Pebbles. Secondly, instead of a mukbang, I thought we'd do a stitch bong. I am currently attempting to make one of my cows. I have several pieces already cut out. It's going to be a Cthulhu, and I've been working on them so far this morning, and I just thought, why not continue sewing and have a chat while I'm at it. I made a Cthulhu head yesterday, but I'm not happy with it, so I'm starting again. But this is what I did yesterday. I don't like the ears, and I don't like the muzzle. You see, the muzzle here I forgot to flatten it to make the definition, whereas this one that I'm working on now, I pre-stuffed and did the definition before sewing it together and turning it inside out, and therefore the nose is already done. I'm going to add a button for an eye and through the other eye, similar to this, and also embroider the tattoo. Now, my tip for now is this thing, which should be in a pen case, but I can't be asked. This is a heat pen. So, when you draw on your little shape that you want, like this, which I should really be showing you, but my camera's at the wrong angle. So, you draw on, you stitch over, whatever, add an iron, and poof, the pen is gone. Now I'm going to be looking for a button for one of the eyes, and I'll just talk to you about some thoughts. Now, I saw the nicest video upload from Amber Lynn Reid with her meat gravy business. Is that really a recipe? Is that legitimately a thing? Minced meat gravy? Isn't it like a sloppy joe's? What do you think of that one? Is it like a sloppy joe's? Anyway, it's basically chili without the chili, isn't it? Yeah. So, I watched it, and quite frankly, it was a dire, boring, horrendous video. And then I attempted being the operative word, to watch Foodie's chicken Putin. If I said that, Putin? Sorry, not Putin. Chicken Putin video with her creepypasta telling, and I made it 3 minutes before I'm like, I can't watch this. I cannot watch this. Now, I know both of them are trying very, very hard to not necessarily rebrand themselves or reinvent themselves, but they're trying to get away from their reputations. Now, the thing about reputations is you cannot run away from them. They find you, especially in this day and age of internet presence. It's very hard to disappear now with the internet unless you are fully committed to actually disappearing, in which I mean no more internet presence, which they won't do, primarily because of the money, but also because the internet is their ego. It's the attention that they crave, but it's also their only social life, which quite frankly is sad. So they're trying to, attract a new audience, which ain't going to happen, not with the new content they're putting out, because without drama, without the scandal, without the shit show and the messiness that is their lives, without exposing their dark psychologies, they're trying to be just like any other influencer or presenter on the internet. They have no talent for it. They have no flair. There's no personality. They are, quite frankly, horrendously boring and dull and uninformed and not the sort of person you'd want to hang out with at a party, unless they were drunk. So, well, look, you can see little pebble ears. Oh, there she is. Yes, you're beautiful, darling, aren't you? Foodie. Now, I have only seen her two most recent attempts at storytelling, and even if she had bothered to research the material properly and had committed the actual facts and story to memory, her ability to tell stories is fucking horrendous. Crikey. I mean, it's appalling. Absolutely appalling. So that is not a direction you need to go in. Also, do you do this when you're looking for things? Like you can magically make them appear like that. Also, the food they make is crap. Everything, like, how can you be show cooking when what you produce is absolute slop? I'm okay at cooking. I'm okay. I am really, really bad at making the food look pretty, though. This is editing me. I had to move because my foot went dead. But Pebbles quickly adjusted, as you can see, in all her magnificence. What I was going to add, but got distracted by an eyelid, was if you're going to make cooking part of your channel, you have to know how to cook. Things people want to eat. Things that are interesting, things that are unusual, maybe Middle Eastern foodie, And please, the pair of you, do not try to give us nutritional advice and tips. One, it's your version of nutritional advice, and two, we're not going to take any of it seriously. So brush up on your knife skills a little bit. Present in a slightly more aesthetically pleasing area. Better crockery and cutlery and stuff as well, you know. Aesthetics. Cook interesting, unusual foods, or an adaptation of that's better suited to your needs, let's say. It needs a hook. It needs to be interesting. It needs something, unless you're going for the excruciatingly bad recipe cooking route, which some people have been successful at, but that's more accidental. You know who I'm talking about. Unless you want to parody that, which you do not have the acting chops for. And make it, at the very, very least, make something for the audience to enjoy, not something for your personal stomach. I'm going to make an eyelid for this. So I start with a circle, fold it in half and stitch it over the top, and it will create a frowny eyelid like this, hopefully. The trouble is, I sew a lot of black things while wearing black things, and then I drop said black things onto my clothing and can't find it anymore. So, see, I'm not very good at multitasking, so you're going to have to forgive me for this. Also, it would help extremely well if I put a knot in the end of my thread. Now, most people will know this trick about putting knots in the end of threads. You get your needle, you get the end of the thread, hold it in place with your thumb like that, go around it 1, 2, 3, grab the knot, pull the needle while pinching the knot, pull it down, ta-da, and, not that you can see, look, wee, the knot's there. I know. I don't know why I'm doing this, because I'm really bad at it. Can't be any worse than foodie storytelling though, can it? So, Foodie wants to be a food channel. No, Foodie, you are not a food channel. You are a mukbang channel. A food channel would be you actually legitimately reviewing food, knowing the ingredients that go into the food you eat when you're out, maybe some history of the restaurant you're at, maybe, you know, being able to decipher the spices, not just giving a list of what's in something, but describing the smells, the aroma, the atmosphere of the restaurant, how the food made you feel, all those kind of things. Not just eating it, saying yummy, and then saying how fresh it was. Now, I am not actually talking out of my arse for this one, surprisingly enough, because one of my roles as a journalist for a lifestyle magazine was restaurant reviews. So I know what goes in to reviewing a restaurant and or the particular dishes that are served there. Additionally, Foodie, you're going to have to go to more than just fast food restaurants, because we know what the food tastes like at fast food restaurants, unless it's a fast food restaurant that only is in the Middle East. Then it's slightly different, I guess. But if you eat fried chicken or a burger, so what? So you're going to have to go to actual restaurants. So you're going to have to broaden your field somewhat and actually do a variety of foods. So you're going to have to go to places you will not feel comfortable at. 5-star restaurants and the like. And I did that really badly, which just goes to show I cannot talk and sew at the same time. So now I know from personal experience, even though it was my job, when it's not my job, I don't like going to high class restaurants because I feel really out of place and really anxious. Plus, I don't actually like pretentious food. The kind that comes in little itty bitty portions for lots and lots of money. And I'd imagine you would be similarly inclined when it came to small portions of food for lots of money. Kudos to anybody who can do this sort of stuff properly. There it is, there's my pen. So, this whole making your channel a food channel ain't gonna work. You do not have the vocabulary, the eloquence, the conversational skills to express what's needed to be expressed. You will not be prepared to go to the type of restaurants people will be actually interested in. Just say it for what it is. I am going to eat from fast food places, and that's it. That's my content. I will talk about anything I can think of at the time, because I have no conversational skills. It's not like I can talk about my life, because the only things about my life that are worth talking about would expose all the lies in my life. I can talk about how I want my life to appear, the pretense that I'm trying to keep up, but I'm not very good at keeping a track of these things, and when people point it out, I'm going to get annoyed, and I'm trying not to get annoyed. And basically, I have no life, I have nothing I can talk about. I can't really talk about my history anymore because most of my history is really sordid, and I'm trying to get away from that. And I can't retell other people's stories, such as true crime, creepypastas, anything like that, because I'm really bad at retelling stories. Don't ask me to tell jokes, because in the same way I'm really bad at delivering punchlines. My impressions are limited and crap. My singing is no. So look, the only way your channel will survive is absolutely 100% legitimately, genuinely be yourself. Be the refuge tip that you are. Embrace the messiness. Be you. And we will watch. Continue to try and be what you're not, and you will soon find the time you invest, as little as it is already, won't be worth the return at all. You will be talking to a the void. Look at that face. Anyway, this is so far. Not only am I bad at sewing and talking at the same time, I'm really bad at showing things on camera too. Live and learn. So, no live from Foodie last night because apparently her and Salah were invited out somewhere. We all believe that, don't we? No. Foodie and Salah had a big argument, and Foodie cannot come on because then everybody would know she's been crying. And that's basically the tea in that little area of the world. And now Amber is going on to another USSBBW's Instagram DMs and accusing them of trying to get Tommy to slip into their DMs because said USSBBW commented on a post of Tommy's about Rarity being squashed to death by Amber, and quite rightly commented that that was really distasteful. And then Tommy happened to private their Instagram. Now Amber is accusing this USSBBW of deliberately following Emily, then commenting on the aforementioned post, knowing allegedly that Emily was going to go private for the sole intention of wanting Emily to slide into her DMs, which is a bit far-fetched, isn't it? Also ignoring the fact that Tommy had commented on said post prior to even meeting Amber. So there was some history there in a way, not that, it means anything now. So, why such a reaction to this, one asks? Well, apart from the fact that Amber's not the most mentally stable of people. Blame it on her BPD. Do you remember that song? Sail? By... no idea. Blame it on my ADD. Anyway. Amber. Oh, that's my mum. Amber is accusing this lady of doing these things because that is exactly the way Amber thinks. It's what Amber would do in her little deranged I'm a stalker mentality. I'm an obsessive stalker. It's what she would do, and she assumes, as is quite obvious, if she does it, it's got to be normal. If she does it, it's what everybody else does. If we don't do things the way she does them, we're the weird ones. So she's going off at this lady because this lady is doing exactly what Amber would do in a similar situation. So she's just literally showing the world more of her issues. Amber, your issues are on show. Stop pretending you're somebody else, because we know you're not going to attract a new audience, because you're not going to have a new TikTok that goes viral. You're 34. You're not influencer material. You never was. Anyway, I cannot sew and talk at the same time. I have discovered that. And if I want to get these things finished and in my shop, I'm going to have to bid you all adieu. I hope that's right. Pebbles says goodbye too.